Today I'm going to demonstrate how to do addition on a number line. And so there's two things that we always start with when doing addition on a number line. Is we always start at 0 at the very beginning of our problem. And then we always face the direction of the sign in front of the number. So here I've given a couple of examples of 3 plus 1 when also changing the sign of all three to demonstrate that we can do addition on a number line very clearly, and it gives us a good visual of everything. So we can write each of our additions here in putting the sign in front of the numbers. When there's no sign in front of the number like this 3 right here, we just assume it's positive, but for now we're going to write it in. So we can have positive 3 plus positive 1 equals, we're going to figure that out. So I'm going to start with green, and green is going to always start at 0. So we start here at 0, and we have a positive 3, so we're going to face in the right, which is the positive direction, and we're going to go over 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put an arrow on that so we know that that's where we stopped. So now we have plus positive 1. And so now we're at 3 now, and because this is where our arrow stopped, and I'm going to go underneath it just to show that this is where we end. So we're here, and we're still in the positive direction because it's a positive 1, so we're going to the right, and we go over 1. And so this is all that we have in our equation, so we know that our answer is 4 for positive 3 plus positive 1. So then moving on to 3 plus negative 1, we can again rewrite it by adding the signs in front of all the numbers just to make it really, really obvious what we're doing. So we have positive 3 plus negative 1. And so again, we'll start with green and on top, and always start at 0. So we're here at 0, and we have positive 3, so we're going to face the right and go right 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, to an arrow to indicate that that's where we stopped. And then we have plus negative 1. So I'm at positive 3 right now, but this negative tells me that I need to face the left. So now I'm going to face the left and go over 1. So now we're at 2. And so now we know that 3 plus negative 1 gives us 2. And then doing the same process over here for negative 3 plus 1, we have negative 3 plus a positive 1. And again, we start at the origin of 0. So we're here, and this negative 3 again tells us we need to face the left. So we face the left and we go over 3, and we end at negative 3, which makes sense because we just moved back to 3. And so now we're at negative 3, but this 1 tells us that we need to face the right direction in the positive direction and go over 1 space. So we do that, and we see that we're at negative 2. So negative 3 plus positive 1 is negative 2. And for our last example, we have negative 3 plus negative 1. So this one, our signs are already in there, but I'm going to rewrite them anyways just to reiterate that the sign in front of the numbers are both negative. So we have negative 3 plus negative 1. So starting at the origin of 0, this negative tells us we need to face the left. So we go to the left 3, and we're at negative 3. And the negative 1, still tells us we need to face in the left direction. So here we're at negative 3, so we keep going to the left 1 space. So we see that our answer is now negative 4, excuse me. And so we have negative 3 plus negative 1 equals negative 4. So as you can see in these examples, we have demonstrated that the number line is a clear and effective way to show us how to do addition with negative numbers.